What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad live choices, going over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from me, Ainsley, Daniel, all the greats. Plus, you get access to our nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what we have projected for each individual prop, plus where the best lines are at, and most importantly, get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is Grant's Action Lounge? Well, it's my Discord where I'm throwing in all my picks each and every day, as you can see right here. So you can get in before the lines end up moving. Just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord. Throw it in the chat right now. We got bets today. We got football, not football. We have basketball. We have baseball. We're going to get right into it. Start off with a little bit of home run bets. Starting off, Freddie Freeman to hit a home run. All my home run bets are in the Chicago game. Wind is blowing out at 19 miles an hour. Hopefully this game ends up playing. But wind's blowing out heavy here. Weather overall, or at least temperature overall, solid, around 69 degrees. Starting off with Freeman, plus 500 over at Barstool. Silly line. Freeman, not as much pop as he used to. He was a 30 home run guy for a while. Only had 20, I believe, last season. But gets a matchup versus Tyon. Freeman, big thing with him, not a huge fly ball hitter, but going up against Tyon, 42% fly ball rate going up against lefties. 36.9% hard contact rate. Obviously, Freeman has a big hard contact rate, sitting at 48.2% going up against righties. Great hitter. Great ballpark conditions in Wrigley. Absolutely fantastic for hitting home runs. And then James Outman, plus 460 over at Barstool, plus 450, I think, over at FanDuel. Really like this line. Outman, tons of pop in the minors, 120 games last season in the minors and had 31 home runs. Clearly has some pop, has 3 or 4 of them already this year. So you can see massive 50% hard contact rate. Going up against Tyon, same matchup as Freeman, should be able to hit one out of here. Really like the odds on it. Suzuki to hit a home run, plus 575, and Ian Happ to hit a home run, plus 450 over on the other side. Get a matchup versus Grove. Grove, way worse versus lefties, so Happ is in a much better spot. Gives up a 44% hard contact and fly ball rate to lefties. And to righties, still decent amount of fly balls, around 40%. A lot of hard contact, 41%. Happ, Suzuki both have some pop. Ball's going to probably be put in the air a decent amount. Both of them not the greatest fly ball hitters, but with the wind blowing out and guy with a big fly ball lean, both these odds are a little bit too low or too high. Moving on. Jameson Tyon taking us under 4.5 strikeouts, plus 125 at Betfred. Sub, we're right around a 20% K rate guy since the beginning of last season. Tough lineup here for the Dodgers. Not a ton of strikeouts, especially with Freeman in there. 23% K rate, but lots of walks here. 11.3% walk rate in this lineup. I know Tyon's not a high walk guy, but he's not the biggest strikeout guy. I don't really understand this line. Again, wind's blowing out, probably going to cause some problems for Tyon. I'm rolling with his under at plus 125. I have a decent. He has over a 50% chance of hitting the under, in my opinion. Michael Grove, under 15.5 outs, has not had more than 80 pitches in a single game this season. He could get up to 90 here, yes, but he's going up against the Cubs. Well, not a great lineup with the wind blowing out at 19 miles an hour. I don't think he makes it that far in this spot. Again, not going to have a huge leash. Patrick Sandoval, under 16.5 outs, minus 105 at Betfred. That line has moved, but you can still get it at under 17.5 at minus 135 over at MGM. Overall, bad line in my opinion. He's only hit the over at this number one time. He has gotten to 90 pitches, or right around 90 pitches in every single matchup so far this season. Sandoval, big walk guy, sitting right around 10%. Versus lefties, 9.7%. Going to be facing 9 or 8 lefties in this lineup. Lots of big walk rates in this spot here. 12.3% in the projected lineup. Well, Peraza, not expecting to be a 26% walk rate. You still have Judge and a lot of other guys that walk at a pretty decent clip here. Overall, this is just a tough matchup to go deep into the game here. I'm rolling with his under. Nestor Cortez on the other side, over 5.5 strikeouts, minus 115 over at Bedford, minus 105 Over at MGM, Cortez, solid strikeout guy. Yes, it is a bit of a tough matchup going up against the Angels, but they still have some decent strikeouts in this lineup. I'm rolling with it. Last up, Ryan Feltner, not Tyan Felter. Ryan Feltner, under 16 and a half outs. Yes, he is playing away from Coors and gets an all right matchup going up against the Phillies. But overall, not a great pitcher. 5.14 xFIP, 10% walk rate, doesn't strike out a ton of guys. This lineup isn't great, but it's not terrible. Marsh has been playing solid so far this season. A few guys on this team have been pretty solid. Real Muto have been really solid. Obviously, Castellanos, Turner, Schwarber, Bohm, Cave. Like, this is not a terrible lineup here. And Feltner is not a good pitcher. I don't expect him to go over 5 pitches or 5 innings here. So I'm rolling with the under. Go ahead and get to some basketball bets and then get out of here. Malik Monk under 3.5 rebounds, -130 over at Bet Maverick. Bet that 2 days ago. Doubt it's the same line. I guess this is probably moved to 2.5. Let's see. -145. I probably wouldn't take it at that. I got -130. Bridges. I'm rolling with his over 26.5 points and his over or his 30 plus at +180. Bridges, massive usage guy. It's been a little bit hit or miss recently. The volume's still definitely been there. We'll go ahead and pull up his game log. The volume's definitely still been there. It just hasn't been, he hasn't been shooting great. Did hit 30 in the first game, played 41 minutes, only had 21 in the last game. Playing at home, which would be better for him. But 24 shot attempts, 26 shot attempts, 24, 25, 24 in the 5 games prior to the playoffs outside the one where he just went and fouled out. Like, guy has been averaging 28 points or so, 29 points since coming over to the Nets. He's been absolutely fantastic, and he's going to eat up a ton of usage. Playing in Brooklyn should be a closer game, not as worried as the blowout with them playing at home. Dinwiddie over 7.5 assists, has not hit this in either of the first 2 games, but playing at home hopefully should help. And he was averaging 12 in the month of April prior to the playoffs, and he was averaging 9.7 in the month of March. So I don't know why this has changed so drastically, but now the line's all the way at 7.5 when it was sitting at 9.5 not too long ago. I really like this over. Same thing with Sabonis. He hasn't hit it in either of the first 2 games. Hasn't really even come too close in either of the first 2 games. But over 6.5 assists seems like a solid line, even at -135 at Win or over at DK. Sabonis dishes out the ball out a lot. Prior to the playoffs, beginning of March, averaging 9 or 8.3 assists per game. So just a bad overall line. That's it. That's the show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be back again tomorrow. I think I'm just moving it to 4 o'clock Eastern every day because my daughter won't sleep. And the perks of being a new dad. Oh well. It's been fun, guys. We're out of here. Later, kids.